Welcome to Terrific Talk. My name is Tom Anderson. Tom Anderson.
Gone.
Tom Anderson.
Great cash, homie. Great cash, homie.
I feel ready to go another 9 innings.
Touchdown.
I feel ready to go another 9 innings.
Touchdown.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Terrific Talk Podcast. Welcome back, Terrific Talk Podcast.
Here comes the hose.
I'm your host, Tom Anderson.
First, behind the bag, it gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Welcome to Terrific Talk. I'm Tom Anderson. So, we've had a lot of fun guests on this podcast over the years, right? Joe Buck, Tony Reale, NBA players, of course my boy Steve. But my wife Tori has never been more excited than when I told her Carl Radke was coming on the pod. Carl is one of the stars of Bravo's hit show Summer House. It's basically a show about a group of 20, 30-year-olds who all work here in New York City. And during the summers, they rent a house in the Hamptons, spend their weekends there. It's the best. They work hard during the week, go to the Hamptons, get hammered, and then the Sunday scaries set in. It's the best show. I love it. Anyways, the new season of Summer House is coming out on March 4th. I tweeted I was pumped for it, and Carl saw the tweet. We got in touch, and here we are. I could not be more excited. So let me bring Carl in here. Carl, welcome to Terrific Talk. How's it going, man?
Good, man. Thank you, Tom. That was quite the introduction. I appreciate it. I had to laugh because your description of the Summer House is pretty spot on. It just makes me laugh and makes me smile. So thank you.
Of course. And before we get into anything, I got to thank you for your catchphrase, no stress, more life.
Yeah, well, listen, I got a fun little fact. So my last name's Radke, R-A-D-K-E, and my favorite rapper is Drake. So his letters are D-R-A-K-E. It's the same letters, different spelling. And I actually grew up on the street nearby. It was called Drake Road. So
oh, wow.
Just out of nowhere, being hammered in the Hamptons, I just drunkenly started saying no stress, more life. And it really caught on, and unintentionally is now my slogan.
It's incredible. No stress, more life. You got to get like hats or T-shirts for this. Has that happened yet? Because I got to get one.
Well, I have a girl actually gave me a couple hats. She didn't really do a great job of it, but I think there's kind of I don't want to get sued by Drake, so I kind of held off. But I've thought about it. I don't know. I'm still toying with the idea, but I've made some other shirts called with like snack on it.
Nice.
Because I've had a lot of Instagram comments and Twitter comments from various people calling me a snack. And it's flattering, but also a little weird.
There you go. A little bit. So you weren't originally supposed to be in the show. You found out at like the very last second. Can you tell our listeners just how all this came about?
Yeah, it was essentially I had done a Summer House the previous summer, and I'd met Everett, I'd met Kyle, who were on the original season, and I'd run into Lauren actually drunkenly and blacked out and don't remember. But fast forward to the following year, it was leading up to maybe the spring, and I still kept in touch with Kyle. I was pretty good friends with him and Everett, and I was at my dentist getting my teeth cleaned, and I also had worked in the dental industry at the time. And my dentist basically goes, "Hey, like your buddy Everett and Kyle have a TV show on Bravo." And I was like, "What?" Fast forward, I email Everett and go, "Hey, dude, congrats on the show." And he writes back and says, "We're looking for one more guy." And so I basically from there, I talked to everybody, and I kind of knew some of the other people involved, and it just was a perfect fit to join the crew.
Favorite thing I heard about, so you had to go do like the audition or whatever in the NBC building, and you always hear like the SNL audition process is like crazy, insane, like Lorne Michaels is freaking everybody out. Your story's amazing because you basically just acted like a complete jerk to everybody in there, which is amazing, and it worked. But can you tell us that story and just what your strategy was there?
Yeah, I wanted to walk in just like, confident. And honestly, I didn't really have any expectations of what it was going to be or if they even would like me. So I showed up. It was just kind of like, just kind of like an enhanced version of myself. It was like, I don't want to waste, to waste my time, basically. So there was just a lot of like me on the offensive because I thought that was probably the best way because I didn't want to seem like, I was desperate to be on this thing. But, and truthfully, I was really just, I thought never in a million years they would choose me. So, yeah, I was just kind of being an enhanced version of myself, which is, again, I can kind of be, obviously a jackass a little bit, maybe a little aggressive or kind of a little goofy. But
what did you say to them what did you say to them in there?
I mean, you kind of black out sometimes in some of those meetings, but I mean, essentially it's like, what do you guys got for me? Like, I kind of took over the meeting in a sense. Like, what do you have for me? What's going on? I've got better things to do, basically. But then they'd ask if I knew some of the girls already in the show, and it was okay, cool. Like, I don't really care, that kind of thing. So I think they kind of enjoyed my kind of candid, just kind of how I kind of controlled the meeting in a sense. But I mean, there's a lot of other moving parts. I think it helped that the other girls, I think, on the show knew who I was, and again, I knew the majority of the crew, so like it was a perfect fit.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of in the gang, but I also was kind of a new guy too.
You can tell that you and your mom, Sharon, are very, very close. I know she's got viewing parties with her friends watching the show. How has it been getting to share this whole kind of crazy Bravo experience with her?
I mean, honestly, it's been really fun. Obviously, there's been times where my mom, I think, she would admit that she's thrown things at the TV watching, just, as far as things I say or maybe how things are portrayed, and not necessarily portrayed, but just how things kind of play out. But,
yeah.
It's definitely brought us a lot closer. I think in a way it's cool because my mom is my best friend. My mom gets spotted. My mom works at Weight Watchers part-time, and a lot of women come to get weighed in, and they'll go, "Oh my God, you're Carl's mom."
That's awesome.
So she has a lot of repeat customers to go and visit her at Weight Watchers because of the show. But no, it's been good. I mean, she's definitely a big support for me. I think it also balances maybe some of my behavior a little bit. I mean, I definitely am not a perfect person. I've definitely made some mistakes, but I think having her in my life and having her on TV also just kind of shows another side of me, which I think a lot of maybe reality people don't have the chance to show.
Yeah. The new season is March 4th. You got some new castmates this year. It's like the Royal Rumble in that house, by the way. Congrats on getting to stay another year.
It's I call it Survivor House.
What are we in for this season? What should we expect here?
I mean, I'm not really allowed to say too much other than, listen, it's definitely there's some new faces, which I think are really going to add some good flavor. Some new girls, a new guy. I've met one of the girls previously just, through doing some other things in the city. But again, I think you'll see the core, you see a lot of us evolve. I mean, I think you'll see a lot of me where, my focus is on work, not being a complete asshole to the girls. And then just kind of the other dynamic of the house. I mean, it's definitely a new vibe for sure. And I think, again, we have a lot of fun, but there's definitely going to be, some things that are dramatic, and hopefully not as dramatic for me, maybe for some others.
There you go. You're a veteran now.
Yeah, I know. I actually, I make the joke that I'm getting cast on America's Next Top Douchebag.
Nice.
All right, guys, quick break here to talk to you about Robinhood. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free. While other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, Robinhood doesn't charge any commission fees, so you can trade stocks and keep all your profits. Plus, there is no account minimum deposit needed to get started, so you can start investing at any level. The simple, intuitive design of Robinhood makes investing easy for newcomers and experts alike. View easy-to-understand charts and market data, and place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. You can also view stock collections, such as 100 most popular. With Robinhood, you can learn how to invest in the market as you build your portfolio. Discover new stocks, track your favorite companies, and get custom notifications for price movements so you never miss the right moment to invest. Robinhood is giving listeners of Terrific Talk a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help you build your portfolio. Sign up at terrific.robinhood.com. That's terrific.robinhood.com. Hey guys, this February, follow your favorite baseball teams to Arizona for Cactus League Spring Training. Got amazing weather and landscapes, exciting outdoor adventure, incredible food. Arizona is the perfect home base for baseball fans. You can follow your favorite teams there. They've got 10 stadiums, 75-degree temperatures. You've got a one-of-a-kind spring training experience. You can go meet the players, get autographs before games. And while you're in Arizona, you got to go check off must-see destinations from your bucket list like the Grand Canyon, Monument Valley, Horseshoe Bend, and Tucson. Arizona is a fantastic destination for families if you want to bring your kids along with you to spring training. With family-friendly resorts and hotels that offer plenty of fun for kids of all ages, from water parks to horseback rides to games and activities, Arizona has tons of stuff for kids to do and see. Wild parks, science museums, aquariums, dude ranches. I'm looking outside my window right now and it is sleeting. All I can think about is 75-degree temperatures in beautiful Arizona. Go plan your spring training getaway at visitarizona.com/springtraining. That's visitarizona.com/springtraining. Now back to my new best friend, Carl Radke.
Well, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on today was because I know you grew up wanting to be a sportscaster at ESPN, and I could totally see it. Like, you're super quick on your feet. You got a lot of fast, like, witty one-liners. Like, I could tell. Like, you definitely watched Dan Patrick, Stuart Scott growing up. I'm kind of the same way.
Absolutely.
You went to Syracuse.
Well, I was gonna say I host, like, when I was in high school, we had a TV studio and like the morning announcement stuff, and we had kind of a sports division where you could call the varsity basketball games, or you could be involved with taping of other stuff. So I was always involved in that stuff, and I always enjoyed kind of either calling play-by-play for the basketball games or whatever it might be. But I got a taste of that, and I really was just passionate about sports and wanting to maybe potentially be like one of those sportscasters. But I obviously picked the right school to go to. However, when I got there, I realized that how competitive it is, and there was a lot of other guys and girls that were way more talented than I was. So, and I also realized this. I mean, listen, when you're a broadcast journalist, you have to start in like Des Moines, Iowa, or Lynchburg, Virginia, and you're doing Sunday night football games right after college. And I just assumed you go right to ESPN after college.
Yeah,
which
I think a lot of us did.
Maybe more. Yeah, which is, obviously it's a really competitive world. Maybe it's changed a little bit now with social media, and you can get a lot more eyeballs on you versus then, cutting your own tapes on Friday nights for, like I said, girls basketball games.
I listened to your One Question XYZ podcast. It's very cool. You're a great interviewer. Do you like the podcasting format? Is that something you could see yourself continuing to do down the line?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I mean, listen, what I find is, I like to consider myself a little bit smarter and more of a business mind, and definitely like kind of an entrepreneur and investor type. I think there's a lot of layers to me. I mean, obviously on the weekends in the Hamptons is one person, and then during the week in New York City, I'm an investor in a couple bars here. I've definitely I work at a startup that's in the technology space. So yeah, with the One Question XYZ, what really happened is, I mean, listen, I get interviewed for a girl's blog about dating or reality show stuff, and I'm like, a lot of it wasn't as meaningful as I was hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was hoping to do is interview, let's say, Kyle Cook, who's started a fitness app, or let's find a Real Housewife who started, let's say, Bethany Frankel, who has Skinny Girl Line, and built a business or built a brand. And I wanted to bring in people that I think it's not just about the reality show. There's other things that go on that Bravo doesn't really showcase. So that's part of the one, it's another angle and another way to balance out, the 42 minutes of TV that people watch on Monday nights about me. So we definitely had some cool guests, and I'm glad to hear you've done pretty good at it. So it does help to have a co-host who's, she's a professor at FIT. She's really smart, talks a lot about marketing. And again, my major part of my career has been in sales. So I love talking about, sales and real shit that goes on during the day. Like, how do you actually get this stuff done? Because it's not just about banging chicks and drinking rosé.
Is that it's got to be kind of frustrating for you? Like, this is, everyone just sees you on the Bravo show, and that's the show is what it is. But you're obviously doing all these other things, and the Bravo's not showing that. Is that frustrating to you?
I mean, it can be, but I definitely, I live here in New York, and I go out, in Soho, West Village, and I'll, meet people, and they're like, oh wow, you're actually smart, and you're well spoken, and you're not a complete asshole. So it is challenging, but I think you learn after a while that, I would never judge anybody based upon a 42-minute episode. I mean, I'm sure there's parts of me that is who I am, but have you ever, gotten drunk on a Saturday and been filmed all day and hanging out with your best friends? I mean, if you're going to say dumb stuff, you're going to act a little weird. You're going to, I think we all can put ourselves in those shoes of what I've been up to. So it is hard sometimes, but I think I kind of embrace it. I like proving people otherwise, when they meet me. They're like, oh, wow, this guy's a little bit more well-rounded than you think.
One thing I noticed, you're always repping the Pirates hat.
Absolutely, man. I'm a Pittsburgh guy. I love my Steelers, love my Pirates, love my Penguins.
Super Bowl were you rooting against the Pats? I'm assuming.
You know what? It's hard because obviously Brady's. I do have a man crush on Brady just from kind of a man level, but it's been hard to watch just because now they're tied with the Steelers for the most Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So I was definitely rooting for the new guys. Sean McVay's a beast. I like Todd. I actually met Todd Gurley in L.A.
Cool.
2 years ago. We were in the bathroom. I tried to give him a pound while we were at the urinal, which probably wasn't the best idea.
Did he give you the pound back?
He did. We did all those. And then
there you go.
We were in the bar, and he kind of had a table service, and I had table service for my friend next to us, and we ended up chatting a little bit more. But
nice.
It was one of the more awkward encounters I've had with an athlete.
Yeah. What's going on with the Steelers? A lot of drama.
I know, man. I mean, listen, my thing is this, and I think my call is I think Tomlin's become too what I call boy with the players versus with Cowher or let's say Chuck Bell. We've only had 3 head coaches in 50 years, which I think people need to remember.
That's crazy.
Which is insane. I mean, the organization has always prided themselves on amazing drafting. Just like that culture of what we have is nobody's bigger than the Steelers organization. And then, you know what? Le'Veon and Antonio, they live in a world now where they're building a brand outside of, the NFL. They're trying to be rappers like Le'Veon and Antonio being on, the Masked Singer and Pepsi commercials. I mean, it's just, he's obviously looking outside of the football world. And Antonio Holmes won the MVP, 10 years ago against Arizona. He got caught smoking weed and we cut his ass.
Yeah.
So if Antonio Brown wants to play games, dude, go make your money somewhere else, and we'll find Juju Smith, who's I think probably better at this point.
He's awesome.
He's unreal, and we need the culture, I think, to really get back to what it is and not let anybody be bigger than the Steelers organization. So I think it's the right move to say goodbye to Antonio, and if Le'Veon wants to get his shit together and stay, good. If not, we'll have James Conner, who's probably just as good right now.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's amazing. You guys do always draft really well, and you find these guys kind of come out of nowhere, and they're like just as good as these stars. It is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, guys with chips on their shoulder, guys that work really hard, and I think a lot of our coordinators and the front office has always been really good at spotting those players. But I mean, I can't tell how many players we've gotten rid of after they've had great career. Let's say Mike Wallace, receiver, or Joey Porter, but as soon as they move on to the Steelers, they kind of flame out or aren't as big as they are. And I think that's what I'll be curious to see how Antonio Brown and Le'Veon, pan out with other teams. I think you'll be surprised that they may not perform as well as you think.
He's one of the two of them is definitely going to come to the Jets, and it's just going to be a disaster. It'll be good.
Well, I'm hoping he's at the Jets so I can, just hear all the people here in New York bitch about him.
Yeah,
because I think that's where Antonio Holmes went after.
He went to the Jets. You're right. And he had a lot of drama.
Burris with the Giants. We've always got rid of you guys kind of clean up our table scraps.
At least Plax got us a Super Bowl. We'll take that. Before he shot himself.
In the legs.
I've seen you courtside, some pictures. You go to a couple of Knicks games. Are you a big NBA fan?
Yeah, so I'm a big. I mean, listen, I love hoops. I was actually on the women's practice team at Syracuse for a little bit.
Oh wow.
So I can ball a little bit, and I definitely like NBA, but I never had a team in Pittsburgh, so I was always a Jordan fan, Kobe fan. But now I was kind of a Porzingis fan. But sadly,
what's your take on that? Do the Knicks know what they're doing?
I mean, Dolan. If they don't get KD or Kyrie, it's tough. It's really tough. I mean, KP I love that guy. But one of my best girlfriends in the city has courtside seats.
Cool.
So I definitely get my fair share of home. I probably get a 3 or 4 courtside home games a year, which
it's awesome.
I urge anybody, if you can have that experience, it's unreal. I mean, you're literally in the game, which is amazing.
You think the Knicks are going to get KD?
I think they could. I mean, it's a market that he would be perfect for. I just think I think how this year plays out for him will depend. I mean, if he wins another title, I think he'd come to New York. If he doesn't, I don't know, because he doesn't have that many years left.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'd love to see him here. Listen, I'm a big Easy Money Sniper fan. That's his Instagram handle for all the people that don't know that.
That was good.
But I would love to see KD here. I'm just sad to see KP gone. That was, I think, a huge mistake. But if we can, pick up somebody else that level like KD and Kyrie or maybe like a Jimmy Butler, that would be huge.
Yeah, that's the thing. Porzingis was franchise guy. Like, we were forgetting he's been out for so long with the injury, but he was killing it before he went down. I know the injuries are scary, a guy that tall, but he was killing it.
And he plays great defense. I mean, he was a shot blocker at the rim. And
exactly.
When you're in New York, like, you need that defensive, I think, power. You know, obviously Ewing being huge. Oakley, it's always been like tough defense, hard nose, and KP was kind of fitting that mold. And then obviously with his scoring, he was young, and I was one of the games last year when Porzingis was taking the ball inbound, he turned around and just happened to look at me. I go, KP, look real good, man. Real good. He started laughing.
Love the zinger. Last thing, yeah. I know you need to go. Mr. and Mrs. Send It are getting married. Have you picked out a wedding present yet?
So there's actually, I'm actually a little jealous. Some of the girls, Danielle and Lindsay, got the both of them a neon sign that says Mr. and Mrs. Send It.
Oh, that's so good.
Which is cool, but I have not gotten anything. I'm working on something, so I got to figure that out. I'm taking all suggestions. Maybe have some of your listeners tweet at me some idea.
You got it. Everybody go tweet at him. Carl, this was great. Everybody look out for the new season of Summer House on Bravo, March 4th. Go send your comments to Carl on Instagram and Twitter. The name is Carl Radke. Carl, thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it, man. And more life, no stress.
No stress, more life, more podcasts.